Mr. Mills said. "Well, somebody has to sign for this letter," the mailman said, wiping the sweat from the back of his neck with his fingers. "They live in apartment 4S, I said. "Go on up." He backed away from the stoop, looked up at the building, and called out, "Purvis!" as loud as he could. Nobody answered him, and he sucked his teeth and started into the building. "Now that guy, he's got a good job," Jimmy said. "He shouldn't have any complaint going up a few flights of stairs." I could hardly wait for him to come back downstairs so I could go up and see what was in the letter. Both Mr. Mills and Jimmy knew the letter was for my family, but you just didn't take a letter you had to sign for without thinking about it. When the mailman came down, I asked him if he had found the Purvis family, but he was huffing and puffing so much he didn't even answer me. When I got upstairs, the door to our apartment was open, and I walked from the hallway into our kitchen and saw my father sitting at the table with his head down. "Benny, this is terrible," Mama was saying. "What are we gonna do?" Daddy looked like he was going to say something, but then he just threw his hands into the air and dropped them back down into his lap. "What happened?" I asked. "We just got a letter saying that the land we had down in Curry was sold for back taxes," Mama said. She was crying, so I knew it was serious. Still, I hadn't heard anybody talking about moving down to North Carolina, so it didn't bother me that much. "Maybe he can work part-time," Daddy said. "We told him we were going to pay for his first year," Mama said. "That's the crucial year. If they can make it the first year, they usually make it all the way through. You know, Reverend Powell was saying that in church." Now I knew what they were talking about. The big deal was my brother Matt's going to college. He had been accepted at 2 colleges, Storer in West Virginia and Livingstone in North Carolina. He had decided to go to Storer, and Daddy was going to sell the land in Curry to pay his tuition. "Now what are we going to do, Benny?" Mama stomped her foot, but I knew it wasn't going to do any good. Daddy wasn't making much money working at Countee's Inn as a handyman, and had lost his part-time job cleaning the Cotton Club when it closed down for violations. I felt bad for Daddy, because he was always catching it from Mama's side of the family, the Carters. Countee's Inn on 131st Street and 7th Avenue was not a low-life place. Some of the best musicians in the world played there, including Fletcher Henderson's band. Since Prohibition, when they passed the amendment to the Constitution that stopped the sale of booze, nobody got too drunk there either. "Your father isn't dumb," Mama always said. "He's just relaxed more than a man ought to be relaxed if he's living in Harlem, New York City." My father was relaxed, and I liked that. Mama's family was always on the go. What the Carters wanted was to run the world, or at least the colored part of it. "Maybe I could sell my life insurance," Daddy said, knowing full well Mama would have a snitsy fit over it. "Nobody in my family is going to go out of this world without enough insurance to bury him." Mama was wiping her hands on her apron. "Now how would I look with you laying out in the parlor and don't even have a coffin? Benny, what is wrong with you?" "I'm just trying to think of something to do," Daddy said, "so Matt won't be too disappointed." My brother Matt was the big deal of our family. The way my mama had figured it, he'd be the first Harlem Purvis to go to college. He had just turned 18 and had made great grades in his senior year at George Washington High School.